across the alleyway, up on the boulevard like a tip gone on parade. Like love a silhouette, he took the butter net, coming at you on the count of 1, 2. Every time we get on the plane coming to England, I think that's always the sign. It's like, okay, now it's beginning. You know, it's the beginning of the next couple of years of touring, and that's when I think the real enthusiasm for it like really starts to kind of make you excited, because you really feel like you're away from home. And I love playing live in front of people. I always will love it. You know, whether it's 400 people, 200 people, or Milton Keynes. You know, it's my DNA. Do you know the enemy? Do you know your enemy? Well, gotta know the enemy, Ryan.
Give me a little bit more Jeff and Freeze.
Know Your Enemy just started off as a riff, you know, and just kind of one of those riffs that's just like really catchy, and kind of based the whole song on that. And you know, the first thing that came to mind was Do You Know Your Enemy? And so it was just, you know, it was one of those songs that wrote itself in like 5 minutes, just like a really bold statement. When we were writing East Jesus Nowhere, we were looking a lot on, you know, YouTube of different evangelists that were, I don't know, like sources of inspiration, I guess, you know, in more ways than one. I didn't have a religious upbringing, but I think I've had religious experiences. So it was just kind of a song that was just sort of looking at the hypocrisy of Christianity or any religion for that matter. I think that we always considered ourselves a punk band. I think it's ground zero for us. Where we come from, there's a club, 924 Gilman Street. That's the club that we saw all of our first punk shows, and it was kind of our own little isolated scene.
When we were growing up seeing punk bands, like, you know, it was it's more something we could do rather than you know, seeing things that were kind of high gloss music acts. You know, it's like I can't do that. You know, it's a giant stage, and they're not. I didn't relate to it. You know, when we go to punk shows, jump on stage and, you know, be there with the band for a while and then dive back into the crowd.
I think we started diving deeper into like the Clash and Buzzcocks and punk rock that had melody, and that sort of captured that sort of that punk rock spirit, you know. Well, we knew we wanted to do something really special for the new album. I think we raised the bar really high for it, and we just had all this material. And then when Butch Vig kind of came in, he helped us corral all the songs and the ideas, and then and we thought, you know, it was like, well, how do we make a, you know, just like a side A, side B? Because there's so much material, but we love the material, and all the songs were speaking to each other. So we're like, let's just do this in 3 acts, you know. And the first act would be Heroes and Cons. The next act was Charlatans and Saints, and the next act is Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. I think America is a great place just because there's just so many different cultures in a lot of ways. So it's different accents everywhere you go. It's gigantic. But I think the problem with it is becomes a bit, you get isolated living there. It's like sometimes you can feel like you're in a giant Disneyland, you know, so a lot of people don't have any reason to explore anywhere else. So for me, that was like the first time we came to Europe. I think it was the most enlightening experience I've ever had.